good?
Yo.
I don't even remember the intro, but my name is Tully. I'm 130, your co-host for today. How y'all doing, world?
Z's, what's good? I apologize for the Dewey tonight. Gotta apologize for the Dewey
I'm going to rock
tonight.
the Dewey the next time.
Yeah,
we should all rock
facts,
the Dewey.
Facts.
Word.
I got a nice little Dewey selection, actually.
Oh, you got the big flag joints?
Yeah. And I got like the Cash Money joint.
Oh,
got,
shit,
like,
for real?
Assorted colors.
Oh, shit, all right.
I'm not. I know you want to say something about the waves. Go ahead, man.
Nah, I mean,
I'm
Yeah,
out that
man.
conversation.
I mean, like my
I'm
shits
good
be
at that.
spinning. They be
nah.
spinning
That's
when
what
they on. You know, that's
who
but
you,
I haven't had a
God?
haircut
Who
in a
you?
year. I haven't had a haircut in a couple of weeks actually. So
Oh,
you know,
shit.
that's why we got the shit on today.
It sounds
and I
like you on your.
apologize.
It sounds like you on your Tully shit.
Yo, that stretch you went. It was like a year.
A year. I ain't get a cut for a year, God.
That was dirty.
That shit was lit. Nah, you know
And
it
we
was
tried to
crazy.
shame him into getting a cut. Like, yo, just get a cut, man. It's not a good look. He's like, nah, I'm good, man.
Right. Yo, Soros from out of town came through, and what was that? It was one of those festivals. And like, I think she told you, because she didn't tell me, and then you came up to me afterwards, and she was like, yo, like, cut your shit. Like, and I was like,
shit.
That was
damn.
definitely said a few times.
That's what she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, everybody
Like-
was saying it. It was bad, bro.
I mean, for the amount of time that it was grown.
Where the braids at?
I did get braids. I had braids when I went to, on God,
You did not have no braids. in
Yeah,
the
he
year
had
since.
what? So
Oh,
I'll tell
you
this.
know what?
He
I'ma
had
pull up
1
the-
week of braids.
I'm going to pull up the
He had
picture.
1 week
I'ma pull
on
up the
vacation
picture.
In
for
DC?
Dan's wedding.
I went to exactly,
1
in
week,
Mexico.
1 week of braids.
What I look like going
For
to
homie's
work.
wedding.
What I look like going to work with.
You've seen it?
I seen
Yo.
the pictures. 1 week.
Yo,
I could pull it up.
Yeah, please
1
pull it
week
up,
for the
'cause I have
wedding.
never seen you with braids.
Yo,
dog.
bro. I'm gonna just
I
pull it
bet.
up
Once you
when we
cut
do
it.
when we
Is that
when
what
we
happened?
on the edit. I'm
Nah,
gonna throw it up.
You only
like,
saw,
and I'll show you the
you
shit.
only saw. There's like 3 pictures of the nigga with.
I had braids.
Two. He has like 2 going back into like a weird little bun. Looks a little weird.
Oh, it was
little
like the-
suspect.
This nigga's a hater. I had 6. I had
Nigga said it was
6
a little
I
weird.
didn't count 6. I didn't count 6.
because you can't count.
I mean,
okay.
2 and 6 is a
Okay.
crazy disparity.
That's what I'm
Somebody
saying.
is
How much you
lying.
want to bet? How much you want to bet?
Somebody's
so
lying.
I'm gonna tell you this. It's only they're only across the top half here.
All right, so it was 2.
Yes, it was on
It
the.
was 2.
No, my
It was
nigga,
2.
it wasn't.
It was 2.
So
All right.
if he got
wasn't.
if he got 6 in across the top half here.
It was 6. It was 6. It was 6. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna
Bro,
find it.
you
I'm gonna
don't-
pull it
yo,
up
All right, so but my question is, why did you cut it? So you worked all that. You did a year.
because I want to.
Nah, you looked at you was like, damn, I only got 2 braids.
No.
Let me go back to the
Hell
fading
no.
phase.
Nah, I was just like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I cut my shit.
I believe that. I believe Tully's definitely
Like,
been
yo,
on like
dead
this.
ass, I don't give a fuck what niggas be thinking. So, like, people be like, yo, do this, do that. I'm like, yo, it's cool with me. Like,
That's true.
Like,
You don't care what nobody
because
does.
when I was younger, niggas used to fry me, and I used to take that shit personal. And I was never good with jokes. Like, I'm a little bit better now, but I was never good with jokes. So niggas would be like, yo, your dad such and such, or yo, you a bum ass nigga because you ain't got the fly shit. And I'd be like, well, that's why you're gonna be a failure at life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I ain't had I ain't had no comebacks, God.
Yeah.
So I just like fuck it. Or
I
that's
used to
why
have
I'm
a chick
smarter than
in
you.
middle school who was the president of the class, black chick.
Yo, that was
Like-
goddamn. Pull that shit, yo. This nigga is wild.
She was the president of the class.
Congrats though, hold up. Congrats to niggas just getting mics, not mics, boom arms and shit. We out here.
I know I was being judged.
We out
by
here.
people.
We out here. We out here. We out here,
Congratulate
God.
the moment.
Yeah.
So you're not,
Congratulate the moment.
you're not gonna have to do this, like, yo. Like,
Yeah. I was trying to throw
I
sides.
can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Facts. But she used to be like, when I get older, you're going to be pumping my gas. A black
Yo, stop
chick.
hitting it like a guitar, God. You don't gotta touch it, God. I know it's new to
A
you,
black
but-
chick used to say that shit to me. And what's
You'll be
crazy is I
pumping
was
my
really
gas.
cool with her pops, really cool with her brother. Like we were we were all cool.
Who was that? Word.
Yo, whenever we're not gonna throw no names on the table, but she's a doctor now.
Oh.
She went to Harvard, then she went to Brown.
You brought her up
she-
one time
like,
on this
she's-
podcast.
Have her?
But I could tell
Yeah.
what she said really affected.
It hurt me.
Yeah.
It hurt me at the time. Like,
Did you
it hurt,
tease her
like,
or some shit? What?
I
Why
might
was
have
she?
teased her a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But after or before she said that?
Like leading up, like her response
you-
to me
you deserved
teasing
it.
her
Ah,
was like, "You're
okay.
gonna be pumping my gas."
All right, so niggas got no sympathy for you.
But I feel like,
Right.
but I feel like that was like that's like a really
it is though.
Yeah, that's
it's kind
fucked
of what
up.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you,
Because
yeah.
me and her, we connect.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
we ain't have no no fucking, we ain't have no comebacks.
like-
now I got comebacks for days. Like we was frying Shorty that one time.
God, yeah.
She wanted to leave, bro.
Yeah, we did
Like,
it dirty.
Yeah, so that shit was funny. But
and it was because she took herself too seriously.
right,
So
right. It's like, yo, relax. We're gonna have to peg you down. Yeah, you
yeah.
pretty, you got the wagon, but who cares,
Yeah,
bro?
come
Like
get
we
these
all
jokes.
human, bro.
Come get these jokes.
Right, and she did not like
I
that.
appreciate. That's why I love y'all, man.
My nigga, man.
You don't play no games.
That's why I love y'all, and I feel like it's on a sense of
laughing at
you did, but I feel like that's on a sense of like the character has to be built, right? Like not only a nigga's attractive, like the character is high.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we grooving, like we got ambition, we got dreams, we young, we black, we doing the damn thing.
That's a fact.
Doing there, man.
You know, like this is why we started the podcast.
You got people out there that's not doing it.
That's a fact.
That's on some regular.
Plenty.
Yo, my
Who are
nigga hit me the other day and was like, yo, like, you fucking motivate me. And we the same age, bro. That shit made me feel so special, God. Like, I know we ain't talking about something for real, bro. Cause like I be telling people like, yo, I be trying to go hard. I be trying to do my thing. And like, because of how niggas was and where niggas came from.
Right.
And yo, come on, man.
Whose man's is this?
We in a good vibe. It's all good. But nah,
Yeah,
so like,
it's
not
all good. It's all good.
yo. Oh shit.
You gonna be fired.
Right.
You gonna be fired.
We firing that ass. I'm sorry, my
She's
mother.
still on
hear
probation.
This.
Her
Word.
probationary period.
Word,
Is it
yo,
over yet?
hell
Like,
yeah, yo.
she got 60 days.
Yo, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Even Steve Harvey.
Keep going.
All right. But yeah, yo, he hit me up. Yo, you dropping something else? Yeah, just chill, God. All right.
Nah, but God, what was you saying?
Yo,
Should
he
we
just-
get to the topics though? Like,
Yeah, well, hold on. I'm trying to find this picture, God. I'm trying to.
yeah,
But yeah, nah, he said that, like, yo, like,
I mean, while he's finding it, LeBron is handling business on the court. A couple
he?
weeks back,
Yeah, he
no,
is.
he's definitely
I know.
handling
I
business
can't
on
hate.
the
I
court.
can't hate with that.
Yeah, man, like
he's,
yo,
yeah, I mean, come on.
I know. I can't hate. I would be a hater if I
You would
said
try, but
10
it
years
don't
from
make
now,
sense to
I'm
hate
telling
right
you,
now.
10 years from now, it's gonna go Jordan era into the LeBron era,
that. Oh my God.
and
Yeah, I be
Kobe's gonna be
disrespecting
like a
Kobe.
great player once
No,
upon
I
a
mean,
time.
I think there's a Kobe era, but the Kobe era wasn't
Short-lived.
Yeah, it wasn't what LeBron's era is.
I look.
It's
I
not.
got 3 braids on one side, so I gotta have 3 braids on the other side,
I don't know if you do.
nigga. So I got 4 braids now.
Positive and
I
negative.
can't enlarge the pick anymore.
Oh, come
Positive
on,
or negative?
God. Come on, God. Y'all trying to play me. I got 6
Wait.
braids, God.
Maybe the picture quality, I can't really see it.
Nigga, that shit
Yo.
in portrait
Nah,
mode.
I saw 2. I saw strong 2 braids.
My nigga, this shit is 6, God.
6.
I mean, one of them starts from like here.
It's in the back. You know my hairline ain't that great. It's all good though.
Like
We're not counting that
You
one.
can't count
You
6.
can't count that
How
one.
you can't
You
count
can't count
6?
6 from the middle.
Listen,
of
yo,
your
I
head,
ain't
bro.
got no
That was
shame,
disqualified.
bro.
That's just 2 of them.
2 of them.
2 or 3
Hell
are
no.
disqualified.
Hell no.
Which
2 or
brings
3.
it to
How you gonna disqualify?
which brings it to 2 braids.
I mean, but you still really ain't answer
2
why you
full
cut your
ones.
shit.
I just chose to, cause I choose to. Like I'm a what's that term? I'm
renegade.
being my
So,
own,
so you
Nah.
grew your hair for a year. You was like, all right, I'm gonna get braids.
and I'm good.
All right.
I think low key. I think he was like, "Yo, I gotta clean up for the wedding. I
thought
can't
you
have
said
the
he
hair
wore
like
it
that
to
for the
a
wedding."
wedding.
Yeah,
No,
he
my
wore it
hair
for the
was-
wedding. He was like, "Yo, I gotta clean
Actually,
up for
I'm
the
gonna keep it a
wedding.
buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a
so
buck
I'ma
with
get
you.
braids.
I'm gonna get braids for this
Nah.
wedding."
Nah. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I only got the braids. I was like, yo, put as many as you can in, and when I get there, I'm gonna take it out and rock curls. That's what I was gonna do. But
my
then I was like, yo,
I'm glad.
that shit would've
it
been
happened.
fire, bro.
Like curls.
Like take the braids out, now your shit curly, bro. I used to, you know what I mean? Before
One
my
night
shit
of
started
sleep.
receding,
One
I had
night of sleep. There are no more curls.
Not if you get another braid.
You gonna get that second braid in the middle of where did y'all go? Where was the wedding? Like DR?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Shouts out to Dan and Dwayne. These niggas don't watch it though, so it's all good.
You gonna get that
I'ma put
second
this
round of
post up.
braids in Mexico by the Mexicans? Mommy gonna put that second round of braids
you
together?
wanted to get curls.
Curls.
Like the
Just like you take your shit out, your shit curly.
What's Eddie Murphy's brother that passed? And he,
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie.
So when he was
Not
in the,
like
when he was
that.
in
It
the-
wasn't that long.
Oh.
All right, let's get into the topics of the day, guys.
You saw the hair. You saw the hair. Now you asking
Yo,
questions.
we gotta get the map of like all the hairstyles, and I want you to point to the one.
Nah.
Because I kind of don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, nah. It was
you
two
never
braids.
seen a person take their braids out and then it was just curly?
I know what he's talking about,
Like,
but your hair wasn't long enough for that.
I don't know
know
the
what he's
name
talking
of it.
about, but what you're thinking of and what he thinks is
My
gonna
shit
look
was
like a
dead
completely
long.
different thing.
got
My shit was dead long, bro. It was long. It's just that when you like hit it with water
shit.
and shit, it shrivels up, nigga. I'm black. You heard?
And you was gonna go a week of that.
Nah.
Your plan was to go a week of that.
Just for the wedding,
in
bro.
Mexico.
Just for the wedding, nigga.
That was your plan.
Yo, it would have worked.
I
bro.
love you still.
It would have worked.
It's not a good plan,
It
though.
wasn't. You know,
Hey.
I'm glad you kept the braids.
Hey, it
bro.
worked out.
Facts.
It
I'm glad
worked
you kept the
out.
braids. Winners win.
I'm sure somebody
Winners
was like,
win.
"Yo, please don't do that. Please don't do that."
Nah,
he didn't have that
It just
conversation
was
with nobody
cool.
else. That's
Please
for
don't do
us.
that.
He didn't have that conversation with nobody
Niggas
else.
like, "Oh,
Even
cool."
if niggas would have,
This is gonna be a good idea. This is gonna be a good idea.
even if niggas would have, I still would have been like, yo. In my mind, I would have been like, ha ha. I mean, out loud, I would have been like, ha ha. In my mind, I would have been like, I care less what you think, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But yo,
LeBron is killing the game right now. I know a couple weeks he's killing the game right now.
Yeah.
Like this is his 17th season or is it 16th season?
17.
It's
yeah.
his 17th season and he's still considered an elite player in the league.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And right now, I'm not going to lie, like I'm a huge LeBron fan. I think
I'm a LeBron fan, too.
Kawhi is currently the best player in the league.
I do not disagree with that.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
and
playing so effortlessly.
He's playing
That's a
effortlessly.
fact.
Yeah.
It's almost
It's so
scary.
yeah.
Like if and,
Did you see the
imagine-
commercial?
I did not.
Yeah, with the Terminator.
Yo.
Yeah, that
It made me want to watch it too. You gotta watch that shit.
Did it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to
it's a
see it
good
right
commercial.
now?
He actually has a couple of good commercials.
Yo, he's
Really?
alright.
Yeah, he moved
You
to
wanna
LA
see it? You
and
want to
he's
see it
on
right
some
now? I'm
stuff.
full
Nah,
of
I don't got to pull up right now for me. I'm gonna check it though.
bet.
But like, I feel like Kawhi is scoring with no problem right
It's
now.
so
Yo,
smart.
He's,
So-
he's like, I'm gonna get to this spot on the court. You're not gonna stop me.
Yep.
And when I get there, I'm
And if
shooting
you're
it.
there, I'm
And
gonna
it's
fade
gonna be
away,
a bucket.
and
It's
it's
gonna be a
going
bucket.
in.
So
Like, yeah.
in my
Now
mind,
what?
I'm like, imagine when you get Paul George on the floor, somebody to even like
Oh
need
my
help.
God.
Well, you gotta help now.
Oh
gonna be
my
nasty.
Now you
God.
gotta help.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's
Lou-
already bad.
It could be nasty. It's already bad because of Lou
Yeah,
Will. Like you
yeah.
put them two on the court,
Yeah.
pick one.
And Kawhi is not a selfish player.
Nope.
not.
He's very efficient.
Yep.
Like he plays deep. Like there's so many upsides to him
Yo.
that it's almost like,
And
what
the
are you gonna
growth.
do?
The thing people don't talk about with Kawhi is the growth from
Yeah.
his rookie season. He couldn't even shoot a three.
Yeah.
Now
Let
he's like
alone,
the
yeah.
knockdown 3-point shooter. Like he's nice, man. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
disagree that he's the best player in the league. But LeBron is right there. Though.
LeBron,
But when KD
but
comes back,
LeBron,
We gotta see KD.
we gotta
come
see
back.
what he can do
Yeah,
when he comes
we
back.
gotta see.
But again, we're comparing the best player in the league to LeBron James, who has been in the league 17 years. Like everybody from his draft class is gone.
That's a fact.
Like you're comparing,
Well,
you're
Chris
comparing
Paul's
damn near
still
a
here.
dinosaur.
Was
Chris
Paul
Paul and
a young-
Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two. Everybody else is gone.
And Chris,
Yo,
is he
shout
on
out
the
to my
team? Chris
son
Paul's on
Melo.
the team now.
Huh?
Chris
He
Paul's
on
on the
OKC.
team?
He on OKC.
OKC.
Is-
Yeah.
What is he?
They beat the shit out of Golden State.
They
Did they?
Yeah,
That's
they
the
beat the
broken
shit out.
hand.
Yo,
Curry.
3 months.
Nah. That was the Suns. That was like 2 nights ago. or
Yeah, no,
something.
but Curry's
Okay.
out for 3 months.
Curry's
though.
out.
Yeah, at
yeah.
minimum. Just leave him out for the whole season.
Yo, and you know what's crazy? But it's gonna be great for them though because they traded their #1 draft pick to the Nets, but it's a top 20 protected.
Oh.
So they like now that they're trash, they're keeping that pick.
Yep.
They're keeping it because
Yeah.
they're gonna be in the top 20.
Yeah, they got no names.
We'll see.
Nah,
We'll
they're not.
see.
They're not gonna
Like
be good.
you gotta like that sounds like y'all are putting zero faith in the backups or zero faith in the bench.
Have
And
you
at one
seen
point-
a game,
No, it doesn't matter. Like at one point, like the bench was like their strength. Like we don't
Not
we
anymore,
don't lose.
though.
Bro.
we don't
Not
lose
anymore.
much.
everybody gone?
They're trash now.
Livingston.
They're actually trash now.
Livingston's
Like,
gone.
it's
Yo,
Iguodala's
trash.
gone.
Draymond is trash.
Yo, Trayvon not doing well, bro.
He's trash.
Yeah, he's
early.
not
And,
doing well.
Clay's out. Like
It's
who?
early.
D'Angelo is gonna do
Yo,
his
it
thing.
ain't nobody there. Willie Cauley-Stein was supposed to come back. He's not even
out,
playing.
yeah,
He's
like-
out. Like everybody, it's dead. A bunch of like dudes you never heard of. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's-
It's gonna be a rough year for them.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Well, shout out to Yvonne Johnson. She's like been dogging Quinn Cook for a minute, and now that he's on with the Lakers, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's
He
trash.
doing all right,
But
though.
he was like dogging the Warriors when he was there too.
Alright, yo. So what we talking
We
about?
were talking about the China incident. The China incident was
Oh,
what
yeah.
we was talking
Ooh,
about,
yeah,
Facts.
which what brought LeBron in the picture.
Facts.
Yeah.
Man,
So,
yeah. The China joint was crazy. I mean, it's been like a couple weeks now, but
Yeah,
it blew up
but it's still-
partly because of LeBron. But just going back to before LeBron got into the picture, it started because Daryl Morey, the GM of the Rockets,
Yep.
Rockets.
he tweeted something about the whole protest situation happening
Yeah.
in Hong Kong. You know, there's a whole struggle between Hong Kong and mainland China.
And China was like, "Fuck what you heard," pulling funds.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all
so
can't play.
So he tweeted something in support of Hong Kong, and China was like, "Whoa, like,
Yeah.
you don't-
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth. You don't do that."
Yeah.
And actually, like now we're gonna penalize the
Yeah.
Rockets. We're gonna penalize the league. So he deleted the tweet and all that. But the whole debate was whether or not he was in the wrong for saying that, because he made a pro democracy tweet.
Yeah.
This is America.
Right.
Like you should be able to say that.
Which is supposed to be the pro democracy mecca.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Like, we're supposed to, the beacon of democracy.
This
Yeah.
is
This
like
is us.
freedom of speech. We got this in the Constitution.
Exactly.
This is where you thrive and live and grow and be and do.
Right.
But when money's involved, everybody switches up.
Nigga said,
'Cause now the
"Fuck
league
that."
was like, yeah. We don't fuck with him like that.
Yeah,
Like,
nah. LeBron was like, yo, you misspoke. Like,
He was like
Uninformed.
Yeah, misinformed. Yep.
Misinformed. Like
Mhm.
he said something, basically making it seem like he was informed on the topic, which I don't think he is.
probably, and somebody
But
probably
here's
was
what
like,
I'll
yo,
say about that,
advised
though.
them to say some
I
shit.
don't like how some people were using that as a way to like basically call LeBron uneducated, which is crazy. Which is crazy.
Extremely disrespectful.
Exactly.
Extremely, and I understand like LeBron didn't do the college thing. Like I hear you.
You ain't got to go to
I hear
college.
You ain't gotta go to college
but to be
be-
educated,
Yeah.
like look at my man Jay. I think Jay is a prime example
He's
of
a
like,
billionaire.
look, he's a billionaire, and I think being an educator, I don't want to speak like crazy about
Yeah,
education.
yeah.
Like I'm all for education. I'm all for bettering yourself.
Right,
but I
right.
feel like in today's day and age, like a college degree is almost like I've said this to my kids at work.
You
Like
shouldn't say that to the kids.
But there are multiple paths to
there are
success.
multiple paths to success,
Yeah.
and I feel like education is almost like a Jim Crow. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
what
like
you mean by that?
It's like the new Jim Crow in the sense of like, at one point as a young black man, you are
We got
not.
Umar Johnson with us
No,
today.
no.
Yeah.
Like no, like I feel like at one point you are not allowed into colleges and universities.
Oh, so now because
you are allowed.
you allow everybody should just go? Is what
No,
you're
no,
saying?
no. Not saying
Okay, so
because you're allowed, you should just go. But I'm saying like now that you are allowed, now that like a bachelor's degree is no longer the standard.
Yeah.
Like if you look at applications, like you need a master's in order to.
Oh,
Well,
to
a,
okay,
master,
okay.
a
And you need a
bachelor's is
doctorate.
what, like back in the 50s.
It's back in the was a big deal.
It's
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a big deal, right? And so now that we have cleared that level of competence,
Yeah.
in a sense, like now that we have cleared that level, like at one point high school diploma was like the standard,
Right.
And at one point your bachelor's degree was the standard, right? And now that we have
Oh,
now
you saying it's like the equal opportunity for
the equal opportunity
okay.
has now grown a level,
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha.
And now that they're accepting, and like everybody's big on this
So
diversity
my
thing, like now we
counter
got all
to
these.
that though, would be that this new economy that we're in, you need some kind of technical skill
Yeah.
or some kind of background educationally to know how to work to get a job in this economy.
I agree.
Right.
Is that being taught in the schools though? I think is the question. Like that, the stuff that you know now with your current position in your current field and the way that you are growing. Like I think you are a prime example of someone who has grown with almost like the bare minimum for the job. Like I have the bare minimums for the job as far as this degree. I have this experience.
Oh, and
I
then
got
you
this, I
learned
got
on the
this.
job.
Learned on the job.
And you,
Yeah.
and this job experience that is propelling you forward.
But I think that's in most cases, besides like doctor, lawyer, etc.
So why are they pushing
right.
you to get a bachelor's degree? If what we're learning, if what you need to be successful is the on-the-job experience.
Because that's like this quote unquote standard.
But I think that if you are under, so check this out. And here's where I think the Jim Crow piece comes in. If you are under the obligation of like the learning experience comes in, and my dad is the CEO of whatever, my dad works here, my uncle works here, my dad works here, nepotism brings me into this program already.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so what? Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
so now
Like,
we're looking
why
at this
does
degree.
it-
Like this degree is supposed to certify me, but in actuality, my uncle certified
But
me. Who
it's-
taught me this from 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and now I'm telling the black man. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little crazy.
Nah,
but I'm
go
telling a
ahead, you
minority to receive this degree in order to be considered equal to my uncle who's taught me this for 10 years now.
Right. I see
You know what I'm saying? And
now,
now I've come out $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 in debt
Yeah.
for a job that you're not willing to pay me for because I don't have the experience for.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I am 10 years behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
When your uncle has taught you this from Jump Street, you know what I mean? I'm 10 years behind the 8
Or
ball,
people
and
with
you're
people
calling
with
us
means
equal.
can go to college and it's no sweat off their back.
right, like those folks who parents was paying for them niggas to get into UCLA.
Yeah.
Yo, and I think, and like the Jim Crow,
Frontin'
like
like
it sends
they're
me backwards
athletes.
financially. It
Right.
sends me backwards financially before I can be slingshot forward.
But
with this
do-
backwards
but question,
slingshot is
Do you think that you would have been able to be where you are currently without your degree?
do I think I can work in the school system? Like I'm in education.
Would you?
Can I work in the school system without this bachelor's?
No.
No.
So
cannot.
then,
I
it's
cannot.
not a backwards.
So,
Kind
You
of.
needed it.
Yeah.
I needed it in order to
It's
work in the
some
school.
that-
We all needed a degree
Right,
to work
unless
where
you
we
coming
were.
from, like you were saying, from those positions where nepotism is present,
Yeah.
then you need it.
but like
depending on what you're doing, obviously.
In most cases, in 2019, most cases,
Facts.
It
you need
doesn't
that to get in the door.
But it doesn't guarantee you a job.
It don't.
It doesn't
It
guarantee
guarantees you nothing in a lot of cases. It just puts you a set. It's like once you're in the door and you're willing to talk.
It doesn't guarantee you a job, but it's still a requirement for most jobs.
Right.
I agree with you. Like most people with degrees are still struggling to get jobs. Yeah.
Right.
But the ones who get jobs have degrees though. In many cases.
Yeah. Okay. Unless you in something like entertainment where it's different.
Now I'm not saying it should be that way.
No, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. So even when like I feel like we've like gone off topic, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Like even when we look at like the 60s, right? Like my dad is born in the 50s. My parents are born in the 50s.
Yeah.
And so yours too, right? And so my dad is born in the South. You know, so when we look at opportunity.
My mom was born in the West, Africa, West Africa.
So when we look at opportunity,
east, but I heard
it's to the east of us.
It's to the east of us, but again,
I like that's the education. That's all right.
He's like, I know what got
I know I got it. I know right. So like when we look at like opportunity for minority in the 60s, in the 70s, like. It's looking a little iffy for you. And it's not because you ain't smart enough.
Right.
It's not because you're not capable. It's because the opportunity is just a little bit different
what do you think about so like one of the big things about like presidential candidates is access to education.
Yeah.
And a lot of candidates are saying like, oh, it's not about 4-year degrees. We should be giving other people pathways to the jobs of tomorrow, like trade schools. Yeah,
trade
stuff
schools.
like that.
Trade school, vocational school, like this is the wave.
Right.
Like I 100% agree with like trade school, vocational schools. These are the way, especially for kids who are not excelling academically with English, math.
But and I'm not saying I disagree, but don't you think that puts kids in a box though? Like, oh, you ain't gonna be, you're not gonna be CEO.
If someone thinks, cause
you gotta be a carpenter,
right?
So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Well, no, I don't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
I don't think it boxes you only because like you are the CEO of that carpenter industry.
If
like
you have
the same
that,
way that you start from the bottom, you can still work your way up this element. But it's like
you gotta
the boss of this industry.
I hear you, but I disagree with that because I feel like you have to have that mentality to
like
wanna.
What percentage of people actually move up that ladder?
Niggas don't, not niggas, but like people don't wanna like own sometimes. You know what I mean? So they might be stuck in a job and satisfied with where they're at. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that necessarily.
I don't think that changes industry to industry. Like as a teacher in education, like there's people who I don't want to be the principal.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the CEO. I don't want to run the public charter network. I don't want to go up. Like I'm happy right here.
Right.
Right. But that's the same that speaks to the carpenter industry. That's the same that speaks to the mechanic industry. I don't want to be the owner of this garage. Right. I just want to fix the car.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But that still comes along with that trade school. That comes along with that vocational school. That comes along with the skill.
When we start talking about education, that takes us into a place where we have to dive deep. And like I feel like the educational system is broken already, especially coming from inner city schools. Like you grow up going, it's basically like a pipeline into, if you don't get locked up as like a black male, if you don't get locked, I know we might be getting too deep, but like if you don't get locked up and you successfully navigate that shit, it literally trains you to become a worker. So you know what I mean? Like
and that's kind of where I was going.
Yeah, it's corrupt. It's a lot of like
damaging
factors.
I think. Oh no, go ahead. My bad.
I'm saying like I'm not gonna say it's corrupt, but I do think it's like
it's inefficient. That's the word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the school to prison pipeline is real. One, very real, very very real, and it's spooky. But it happens when kids are suspended from school, and that's when the school to prison pipeline becomes like factual.
Yeah.
Right. So if this kid is suspended from school, let's say you were 12 years old, you were suspended from school for 3 days. Right, all your friends are at school at 12. Your mom goes to work. Where are you going between the hours of you? Because you're still up at 8.
Yeah,
like you got to be, because your body is clocked for school. So you're still up at 8. So where are you going from 8 to 4 o'clock in the middle of the day when you suspended for 3 days?
Yeah,
to the block.
That's a fact.
That's where you going, and who you gonna meet out there? 8 to 12 o'clock.
Don't live in Brownsville.
When y'all were in high school, y'all didn't have like in school suspension.
It exists.
I did one time.
ISS exists, but when something you do that's bad, quote unquote, when they deem it bad, they put you in OSS.
A chick tried to punch me, and like, we got a few minutes before we take our quick break, but a chick tried to punch me, and I used to wear a fucking weighted vest because I wanted to jump higher. Shorty punched the
weights.
The weight vest, yeah, fucked her arm up. They suspended me for a week. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But yeah, they didn't allow me in the school for that.
And too many days of ISS. If a kid is put in ISS numerous days or numerous times, it's looked at in the sense of like, oh, this doesn't matter. It's not effective.
Yep.
We got to go harder. So then it's like OSS, because in a teacher's mind or in a principal's mind or in a administrator's mind, it's like we inconvenienced us here at school. Yeah. Now we got to inconvenience the parent.
Yo, my school was different. Like they'll just kick you out.
And that's a private school.
Yeah.
But
like,
we're talking public school.
Word? Like you wilding like that, just like pack your shit, get out of here.
Damn. At public school, we can't get rid of you.
Yeah.
Like these are the kids that come through your door.
Yeah, the problem kids definitely stay.
They stay. They're not going nowhere. But what we can do is suspend you. We can give you 3 days. We can give you 4 days.
You know what they used to do in my high school? They used to send
changing.
us to like if you kept getting suspended, they send you to like the bad school. And the bad school in Brooklyn was Pegasus. And that's where the real niggas were. Yo, that's where the real niggas were. You did not want to go to Pegasus, bro.
Yo, so where I'm from, they call it Beard.
West, like the 2 schools in New York that like,
yo, you don't want to go. I remember walking past Pegasus and I was scared. School wasn't even open. Like, I'm a kid, I'm bugging out. But
those schools are now gone. They don't exist anymore, right? And so like the suspension numbers for schools have now been put down. Like they are not allowing you to suspend anybody. So like the way we are speaking now doesn't exist anymore. Like that's like a new wave of education.
In DC or just
nationwide? This is becoming a nationwide fad, a nationwide wave where you don't suspend a kid from school unless he's like.
Do you agree with that? But you just made the point about what are you doing from 8 to 4?
I do. I did make that point from 8 to 4, but I feel like at some point,
he's like, I don't care.
No. That's not what I'm saying. But I think like they've also closed the vocational schools. They've also closed the trade schools. They've also closed like the alternative schools. Yeah. Like you're saying like, so at the alternative school, like where you're saying like, yo, you scared to walk by. Like these are the schools that you send that kid that's suspended 4 or 5 days. He need that extra help. Yeah. He need to sit there with a teacher who's willing to sit there and sit with him bringing a knife to school. He needs that teacher who's willing to sit with him and say like, yo, this is crazy. Now, he ain't gonna learn nothing in the regular school. Yeah. So he need more. Yeah. But when you close all of that down and say, yo, send everybody to the same public school. Like when we were growing up, the special ed kids were at the end of the hall.
That's a fact.
Like you.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, sure.
Facts.
What was that?
All right, well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay. All right, we are back. Yo, if y'all heard that, so yo, my neighborhood is currently going through gentrification, you know what I mean? So, it's not the best of the areas, so... If y'all heard the scream, cool. If you didn't, I don't know. I just think it was my neighbors.
But help is on the way.
Right. Yeah, we called the cops.
People are moving in.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm talking about we call the cops and shit. The cops was right up the block.
That's what we on.
Wakanda
that's what I'm on too.
He was like, we not fully gentrified, but just give us a few.
I just worked with.
We be there soon.
Nah. I just worked with the Special Olympics the other week.
What does that have to do with what we talking about?
Because y'all be saying like I don't care about the. That's the last thing I did. That's all I got.
Stop holding on to that code.
I'm about to get back into the frat and like help with the Sigma Betas and shit.
I'm about to get back in the frat and we're gonna start the Sigma Beta club at my school. Trying to pull up. We started the Sigma Beta program at my high school.
I definitely, nigga. I used to pull up. Remember? I used to pull up on Saturdays. Remember we used like teach.
Yes. You did pull up. You did pull up.
Invite to that, so that's why.
Nah, you just wasn't pulling up, bro.
Never invited me to that.
Nah, but yo, so what's next, yo? We was talking.
I do,
and I'm sorry.
I didn't even know about this. The things you learn, man.
But yeah, so what's next on it?
Yo, shout out to Tyler Perry, man.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry just opened that new studio in Atlanta. I used to actually work on that base.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I used to work.
Wow.
I thought about that, actually.
It was the headquarters for the United States Army Reserve.
Yes.
Huge.
330 acres. Facts.
That's crazy.
330. They told us they was going to give us 40 acres in a mule.
And they gave...
Multiply that by...
Bought 300. And how much did he... It wasn't even that crazy.
Yeah, because the land out there is so much land, bro.
Yo, and it's a huge...
Yo, shouts out property. To our helper person that's supporting us. Do you mind if I talk about your moms? All right. So her mom just bought a house down there.
In Atlanta?
7 bedrooms, 7 baths. 245, something like that.
That's not
like,
in Atlanta.
I'm like, yo, my crib costs more than that.
That's not in Atlanta.
It don't gotta be in Atlanta, as long as it's in the vicinity.
No, but I've seen Atlanta houses like you just described
Right.
for that price.
Right.
When I used to live there. Yeah.
And me too. So I had a friend of mine who lived out there, and it was definitely like 200, and it didn't have that. It had less.
I've
than
seen
what
I
you're
would
talking.
consider. Maybe it's because I'm from the Bronx, but what
Yeah.
I would consider a mansion. And I'm like, how much you pay for this?
Right.
Like I've been in some huge.
Like they
houses
be
in LA,
giving it away.
and they're like 200,000, 300,000, 400,000.
Right.
Here in Atlanta, in DC, you can get a nice crib, but not the size.
Not the size.
Not the size.
You got driveways in Atlanta.
Facts.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a driveway here. It doesn't
Why
exist.
are you talking like that? There's no such thing as the driveway.
Like it's like because that's that spooks me because I grew up with a driveway. Like you put your car in a driveway, you park your car, and you walk in the house.
Another middle class
flex,
story.
middle class. He
Like,
always middle class
damn.
flexing. Yo, we should just have a segment where we just call it middle class flexing.
Yeah, like
And you just tell us all a baller shit.
Yo, we should do that.
Middle
yo,
class.
Next
Yo,
episode we doing middle class flexing. Yo, if I told y'all what he said about poor people earlier.
Oh man.
Oh, y'all want to hear it?
Yeah, I didn't say nothing bad about poor people.
You kind of did.
Yes,
you
you
was
did.
not.
You were like, yo, shout out to Michael B.
To
Jordan
Michael,
for
right.
telling my story. I'm not struggling like these niggas.
Right.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm not struggling like
He
these.
put
not
the
what I
hard.
said.
He put the hard
I heard
ER.
the ER. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I was like,
He was
damn.
like, for a change.
Right.
I didn't grow up broke.
Yo, here's what I said. full transparency.
You ain't say that? Yes or no? You
Full
ain't say that?
no.
Alright.
Full transparency. Here's what I said. I was like, whenever they show black men in films, whenever they show black men on the media, it's always like, yo. Whenever he's successful, it's always like, yo, started from the bottom. He ain't have
Right.
nothing. He was so broke.
Because
Then
most
it goes
people come
eating in the
from that.
garbage can. He had bananas out the
Eating
garbage.
in the
Like
garbage
it's
can?
always,
Do you
it's
see-
always like
Yo,
so
he is
extreme.
wildin'.
It's always so extreme.
Aye, God.
Wow.
Yo,
Wow.
you're wild. He got
This is
tight.
disgusting.
It's always so extreme.
It's
Eating
always
from
so
the
extreme.
Eating from
one
the garbage
example of how
can?
he talks about.
Like,
Yo, that
like,
is
even,
wild.
Even 7 pounds, my man.
Aight,
Even
aight.
7 pounds of Will Smith, he had to turn like the house into the train bathroom was the home.
But I'm not gonna
like,
lie.
that's extreme,
I'm not gonna
bro.
lie, but shout out to you and anybody
Yeah.
from the middle class. Y'all been through a lot, and now you have somebody telling your story.
Right.
And
right.
and so to wrap
Like,
this
you-
up,
your story
like,
has gone
I don't
unnoticed
like
for
how they
so long.
always. I don't like how they make black men seem like everybody is like from the gutter with nothing, and they didn't know how to
But that's
conduct
the
themselves.
majority.
That's the story.
But that's not
I don't know if that's the
not even
majority.
case, though.
Yes, you're right. It's
And I
not.
think that's,
Yeah.
That's not
my
even the
only
case.
argument is that's what's portrayed in cinema.
So Michael
Okay.
B. Jordan is the first person to.
My
Yeah.
only
Is Michael B. Jordan
argument
the
is
first
that's
person to
what's
do that?
portrayed in cinema.
Okay.
Right? That's what's portrayed on TV.
All right,
is
well,
that we ain't
we
got
getting off the
nothing.
topic.
And I like
Shouts
that
out
Michael
to-
B.
shouts
Jordan
out to-
represents that, like, yo, like everybody ain't got to start from zero.
That's true. And,
I started
and
from
we-
third base, and I
yeah.
want people to know about it.
Right,
I heard
right.
you.
Like, yo,
heard
we're
you.
generations
I heard
into like black people having
out to-
wealth and money and
Shout out to the
resources.
middle
So
class,
we
man.
in a better place. So
I feel
that's
like I'm
a
in the
fact.
middle class right now, maybe, right?
No, we had that argument about middle class.
we not middle
You don't
class.
remember that?
Nah,
We not. I feel like once you get married, you will be.
Remember?
Oh, but as a
Remember,
single
like
man.
4 years
As a
ago.
single man, you're
I mean,
not there.
like 3
But
years
once you
ago.
get married, you'll
Remember,
be
like
middle
3
class.
years ago, we was like, yo, 70 ain't middle class.
It's not. Yeah,
It ain't middle
But
class,
the
bro.
median household income is like 50 something.
Yeah, but nah, that's a facade in my opinion. But before we
Okay,
get off though,
okay, that's
like
fair.
shouts
Like I
out
said, I
to
think
shouts
all
out
of us, once we
to
get married, we'll be middle class.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you went from the middle class to now you with the bums?
yeah, look at
Yeah.
you.
That's not what I'm
You
saying.
with the
man.
bums
That's
now.
not what I'm saying. Like
You with the bums now? That's crazy.
But nah, yo. So shout out to Tyler Perry, man. He paid $30 million.
That's a fact.
Paid $30 million for
was 30 million?
$30 million for 330 acres, bro. Like
Yo,
amazing.
I'm not gonna hold
they
you.
got
His
shelters.
movies are trash though. Let's keep that. Let's keep that a stack. But shout out to him though.
Yo, he did it independent. You know
Wakanda
what I mean?
forever.
So,
Yes. Wakanda Forever. I don't watch none of his movies, but Wakanda Forever though.
So
Well,
it's
you
all
watch his
good.
movies though, for real?
nah, I was not watching no
I check him
movie
one
and
time.
shit.
I give him a
You
viewing.
know what? You're his demographic.
Ah.
You're his middle class.
Middle class church going folk.
I definitely get-
Yo, did you get the did you get baptized yet?
I did not. So
Yo,
I was supposed to get.
Did you see his message? He was like, "Yo, I'm supposed to get baptized."
But I got basketball
but I got
practice. Yo, basketball on the Lord, bro. Basketball on the Lord. All right. Yo, you know what else was funny though?
He was like, "Might not though."
Right.
I got basketball practice. I got
That's
basketball practice.
crazy.
Like, I
yo,
think
you know
that's-
what's crazy too? One time this nigga hit us like, I was like, yo, we should pod today. We was like, yo, Monday's cool. He's like, nah, Monday Night Football.
That
shit
wasn't
happened.
me.
Yes, it was.
Nah, it
oh
wasn't
God,
me.
that was you, bro.
But,
I was
but
tight.
But it wasn't
I
like
was
that.
tight.
It was because you were working.
Nah.
No.
He said Monday Night Football.
No. I got basketball practice Monday night.
You said Monday.
He was working.
I got basketball practice Monday night.
Well, then why
so
did you say
wasn't watching? Because I feel like I was making a joke on P. Because P likes football.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's like religiously watching.
Yeah, but
like I'm not
but in this
religiously watching
example,
football
you know
like
it
that.
was you though.
I probably said it. Maybe I said it, but I was
Okay,
definitely
you
making a
whole
joke.
conversation afterwards, and he was mad. Remember?
I was tight.
Mad voice notes. That's what we talking
No,
about.
I wasn't tight about that. But we
Yes,
can talk
you
about
were.
that another.
Yes,
We can
you
talk
were.
about that on the next
He
episode.
was sick.
But yo, all right. So
He
yo,
was
Forget the podcast. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, right.
You guys-
He's like, I'm telling DJ no.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you.
You guys are-
chill. Not
Straight panties instead of straight wide. Straight wide.
You bugging. All right.
He was like, yo, chill. Let's actually like.
All right, fuck it. Let's talk about it.
He's upset. Listen.
I wasn't upset.
Yes, you were.
First
But
off.
you're upset now. Go ahead.
I wasn't. I was never
Yo.
upset. I just trying to look at it realistically.
Yo, Tully legit
I didn't
almost
think we had.
canceled us and canceled the podcast.
Nah.
Like I'm not rocking with
I
you.
just don't
I'm
think-
not
hold
rocking
on,
He was
with
like,
you.
I still got the receipt for the mixer.
It's only been 30 days. I can send it out.
You owe me. You said the receipts like you owe me $20. You owe me another 30.
Yo, remember when he sent the spreadsheet with
Yeah.
the breakdown?
So it was a good amount of money, bro. It was a good amount of money.
I was like, damn. I paid you right before you sent it
You
too.
did.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
All right. We gotta go.
Wait,
All right.
what? Really? Okay.
Yeah, she's telling
All right,
us.
so what you want to talk? We off the.
Nah, that was funny though. That was funny, but I wasn't tight. I
was
just
tight.
I needed the bread back, bro. I just needed the bread back. It wasn't like a little bit of bread.
It wasn't. It wasn't insignificant.
It was like $300-400.
Yeah.
It was legit like $300-400.
No, it wasn't.
No,
It was more than
It
that?
wasn't that
Yeah.
crazy.
I got it back. It was yeah.
No, each it wasn't that crazy.
Oh, but when you combine everything,
yeah.
and shit like
Oh, it was like a rat.
yeah.
He's like, I put this on my card.
alright.
Yeah.
I put
We
this on my card,
moving
guys.
on. We moving on.
I
We moving
paid it
on.
off.
I'm gonna need
but I
that
was-
bread back,
We
guys.
moving on, man. Like people
I
are
don't
getting
want to pay the
upset with us.
interest.
I actually don't be paying interest because I pay it off in full. But yeah, I mean that's my middle class flex.
Talk your
I'm
shit.
Z's. Nah, but y'all saw that B.O.B. video?
Yo, what's up with your man?
Yo,
I didn't see it.
I'm gonna play that
What's
shit,
up
guys.
with your man?
What happened? Just tell me what happened.
No, we gotta play it, bro. You just gonna listen to it.
with that?
Like
But
what?
listen
What
to
is
what-
he saying?
listen
What is
Listen
he
to. I'm
saying?
gonna tell you. Look. Yo, yeah, you hear it? You hearing this shit?
I don't even want to play this.
No.
Nah. It's only a minute. We gonna play it. Because it's gonna lead us into everything else and shit. You know what I mean? So, you didn't hear it. All right, ready? Oh wait, hold on. One more time. Technical difficulties.
I feel like he's dropping the F-bomb.
Oh, it's gonna get way
Nah,
worse.
Pretty
yeah,
heavy.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I want you to listen to it. You can watch it too, but it don't matter.
I kind of feel like Z's not gonna like.
Yeah, well, listen to this, bro.
I don't want to hear this.
Listen to this, bro. Listen to this.
the record.
You fucking niggas, I fucking hate you fucking niggas. You niggas ain't support me worth a shit while I was fucking living. And now that I'm fucking dead, you wanna talk about, oh, I love B.O.B. and I love his music and I love all this shit. Fuck you! Fuck you! You fucking bitch. You ain't support shit. And you don't give a fuck about me and you don't fucking know me.
That's drugs, bro.
Motherfucker.
What?
I tell
Suck my fucking dick. You fucking bitch. You don't care about none of the shit I fucking said and none of the shit I fucking did and stood for and put my fucking neck on the line for you ungrateful ass fucking coons. You ungrateful coons. You don't give a fuck about nothing
Tully loves this shit.
but your fucking Instagram, you fucking nigga. Fuck you. And don't act like I was your friend. I'm not your fucking friend. And you
This is drugs. That's drugs.
I'm not your fucking
That's
friend.
drugs. That's drugs. Like,
Yo,
B.O.B. voted
so
for Trump.
so he was.
that's a 100% fact.
Hold on, but let me give you the synopsis.
Conversation
dog.
over.
No. It's more to it. So he was like upset because there was like a whole thing, a Facebook fan page that went out that said R.I.P. B.O.B. And then so everybody was like giving him mad support and shit, like, yo, we love you, you know what I mean, all the shit. And so he saw it and was like, yo, like y'all niggas didn't give a fuck about me when I was dead. But I mean, when I was
didn't even know
alive,
that was the backstory.
that's the backstory, God.
That's weird.
It's weird. It
Wait,
is.
he wants people talking about him every day?
He probably just
And
didn't
he's
feel.
not a good artist.
He probably didn't feel
Who
appreciated.
gives a fuck? I mean, like, when he makes music and people like it. But
Yeah.
he's not the topic of conversation every
But-
fucking day.
but-
He's
so-
not Jay. Lyrically, he's
That's a
not
fact.
there.
he
That's a
must think
fact.
he is in his head because of the
But
drugs.
then you gotta
'Cause of
feel
the
like
drugs.
you gotta love yourself. You know what I mean?
Loving yourself and calling people coons because they don't. They
Right, and so that's the main takeaway from the shit.
Yo,
It was the use of.
It has to be, man. I'm just trying to make sense of that.
Yo, but it was crazy because like this use of like the N-word and the coon and like when he said nigga, like he said it with a grit.
There's
That,
animosity behind it.
Right.
Like damn,
Like
I should be offended.
racism,
Yeah,
right.
I felt offended.
I did.
That's why I was like, yo, he voted for Trump.
I did too.
Like, he not with us.
I did
But
too.
He not a team player.
I did
But
too.
it's okay for him to do it because he black.
Nah,
Like no,
but-
there was no deadass. There was no yo B.O.B. uses the N-word and you know what I mean he uses nigga and all of these like foul language to black people. No, there was nothing that came out like
I think
that.
it's because people just put him to the side like he's crazy.
Because
I
he's
don't know.
whack as an artist,
I
and
think
so
it's
we
'cause
don't
he's
even
black.
entertain that.
I
So
feel
that
like he had one song I liked. I just can't remember it. Like it was.
I don't remember.
I feel like he had one joint that was like.
P.O.P. holding it down.
It's the wrong nigga. That's a whole dyke chick that got arrested and said, I'm legally blind. I'm legally blind. He's like, yo, I can't see how I drove the getaway car when I'm legally blind. She was,
Yo, Z's, how the song go?
but yo, but that takes us into like the real conversation. Like, is it okay to say nigga? It depending on who you are.
We know what you think.
What do I think? Tell me what I think. Because Gina,
okay.
what's her name? Gina Rodriguez
Yeah.
said nigga
So,
from singing a
so I
Lauryn
have a
Hill
couple thoughts
song
about that.
and niggas was tight all up in arms.
I have a couple thoughts about that. So, I'm from New York City.
Yep.
And it's a little interesting in New York City because
It's different.
Hispanic people in New York City
Facts.
say nigga.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, I never really thought twice about it until I went to college.
I'm about to turn this nigga mic down because he's singing and shit.
That's the POV.
Come
Yeah.
again. I'm singing that Lauryn Hill track.
I turned this shit off.
3 weeks ago.
I hit you with the
Looking for
Nicki
your
on
friends.
the
one
on
who
the-
had it and never called you again. Remember when you told me you was about to Benjamins and acting like
Wait, is that a B.O.B. song?
Nah,
No.
yo, my nigga, don't
I
spill.
don't know no B.O.B.
Put it-
song.
put it down.
Oh, Lauryn Hill.
Oh, Tully's upset with me.
Nah, I just don't want you to spill it on
Yo,
the
you
couch.
dropped that bad hard too.
Yeah, he smacked.
Yo,
Yeah.
you lit.
All right, yo, man. All right, go ahead, God. What you say?
Yeah, so being from the Bronx, like
Yeah.
you and you from Brooklyn, I'm
Facts.
sure you knew Hispanics.
Nigga, the
that-
Puerto Rican niggas up the block said nigga.
like it was nothing.
I'm from
and I'm not gonna
Syracuse.
lie. So like New York City is getting.
I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of the conversation, guys. I feel as if I'm from the.
Whose man is this? Whose man is this? But it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the debate that people were having. A lot of people were shitting on New York, like, yo, don't say nothing, because Gina Rodriguez, for people who don't know about this, like she said nigga, and a lot of people was like, whoa.
But she said it in a Lauryn Hill song, bro.
I know.
She was just singing.
I know.
But then,
But the question is,
Right.
who gets to say it?
right.
Who gets to say it?
I feel like if you grew up from an inner city, you grew up around blacks.
But
If that's a part of your culture, you got the right to say it.
Use the key word, in my opinion, culture. And
Okay.
I feel like you have Hispanics who don't identify as black,
Right.
who actually low key like look down on
Hate
black.
your
people.
guts.
They hate your
Facts.
guts. Like, well,
Facts.
like you see a dark skinned Dominican in some cases.
Oh, what they call them?
I don't know, but like some of them, if you dare say like, oh, you got African roots, they look at you like, what?
Right.
Like I got
That's
what?
why I like that
I'm
Afro
not
Latina
black.
chick with the fro, but she's Spanish.
She bad too.
She bad.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but she bad. She a singer. or
And
some
she
shit.
she identifies as
Afro-Latina,
Afro-Latina.
yeah.
But you have Dominicans or other Hispanics who are like,
Yeah.
nah, that's not me at all.
Right.
But the question is it okay for them to say it? And I'm like,
I don't think so. Wait, so you thought that I would say that it's okay for them to
Yeah, I
say
thought
it?
you would.
Nah, my nigga, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, nah. It's about culture. Like, it was one white dude in my school, and he was in the hood, and they still was like, cause he white. They were like, nah.
there's a
You
there's
know
a
what I mean?
white drill rapper in Brooklyn. His name is Max the Demon. He's white as fuck.
With the name Max the Demon, though.
And he talks about all that gang, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, all that.
Yeah.
He's with all that. But he says, nigga, like I was watching an interview recently where he was saying, and he was around a bunch of Crip niggas. Like,
Yeah.
talking about regular shit, saying
Yeah.
nigga, nobody was checking him. I can't rock with that at all.
but it's tough because
So
we
I was
just
right.
said
You are okay. with
no.
that.
I'm just saying we just said like culture. We just said culture. Is it a race thing or is it a culture thing?
I mean,
That's what we got.
The
That's
two
the
are linked, mom. Like,
not necessarily.
yo, what gives a white person the right to say they go?
No right.
No right. Okay. That's
Hold up, we gonna have to do a quick pause. All right, we are back. Yo, we just found out that some of our video wasn't recorded, so
Why
if
you
this
made
is
it
on
hot?
YouTube, we just gonna not put the video.
Why you made
on.
it hot for, man?
I snitched?
Yeah, you snitched.
Oh, we can start
You
over.
the
All right, you ready? All
feds,
dog.
right, bet. Ready? All right, so we back. Where we at? We was talking about
You
the.
was snitching a second ago.
Now I'm about to keep this whole shit so they see how the edit cuts go. That's how we be editing, you know what I mean? Yeah. But niggas be editing Premiere Pro, holla at us. But yeah, we was talking about that Gina shit and if it's okay to actually say the N-word. And I feel like I'm not necessarily sure if it's about race more so than it is about culture.
So what if Gina Rodriguez today was like, yo, I grew up around, you know what I mean, around black people, you know?
That's what she said. She said she considered.
So you're okay with her saying that?
I'm not saying no, because what was put out on the internet, which I don't know is true, is that she is like, she identifies as just like more so towards the white and doesn't do
I
like.
have a problem with that. If
You know
that's
what
the
I mean?
case, I have a problem.
If that's the
with
case,
it.
exactly. You know what I mean? But she went on Sway and she was talking about it on Sway's Universe and shit like that. And so she said that how like, black people, she considers black people family.
But
all of
before
that.
we cut off,
Mhm.
the specific example that I brought up was the white drill rapper in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Who, you know what I'm saying, he was around.
That's tough.
Like,
I don't think it's okay.
okay. Cause
I don't care how hood you are. Eminem grew up in 8 Mile in Detroit, poor as fuck, around a bunch of black people.
He can't say that.
Never used
You know, he
it.
got caught saying it too, though, right?
Word?
Like, he recorded a EP or some shit before he
Yeah.
blew up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just him using the word, it was him like saying some
Fuck.
wild shit.
Ooh. Yeah, because
Like niggas ain't shit.
Yeah, like shit like
Some
that. Like, it was
crazy
crazy. It was like maybe talking about like
Damn.
women, calling them like nigger bitch, some shit, whatever white people say.
That's
Whatever.
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so,
So that is a not okay
but
example. You can't
I would
say
like,
that.
I hear you. I would like to hear what you think, because this nigga was silent. He was silent over the whole part.
I was just listening, man.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I think when it comes to the N-word, like I feel like I've heard my dad speak. Like my dad, like I said, being from like dirt poor Alabama, like
didn't know that.
he would be an example of like started from the bottom, now we here, like in a literal context.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, like we don't use that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if you remember like the interview between Jay-Z and Oprah, where Oprah was like, yo, Oprah is like, yo, like I think it's offensive to any race, regardless of who's saying it, who's not saying it. Like Oprah would be like, yo, like we don't use this. And Jay was like, nah, it's a sense of endearment. Like we doing it in this context. Like it's very different in the way that you grew up.
Yeah.
Right. And Oprah and Jay are one generation away.
Yes.
Like
right.
in a literal sense, like Oprah is what, like in her 60s, I would say like her 60s,
Yeah.
and Jay is in his 40s, right? So this is like my mom had a kid, like
Is
this.
he 50 now?
Is he in these? So
Yeah, he's
so,
like 48, but yeah,
So
same
this,
shit.
Same shit. So
December
we
4th is his
like
birthday.
Yeah, he's like 48.
so we talking one generation away,
me
right?
ask you
Who have
this.
very different views on how to use the word or the context.
That's interesting. So a couple years ago,
good
remember when the NFL they floated policing players using the N-word, like on some like if we hear you saying that, that's gonna be a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was like a couple years ago, and there was a huge reaction because obviously most of the players are black.
Yep.
And it's like, why you policing black people saying that? Like,
Right,
what do y'all think about that? Like in a setting like that, because it sounds like you don't think anybody should say that.
Yeah.
So,
wait, yeah. So is that how you feel?
So
Like,
I feel like like I feel like that should be something like if regardless of whether endearment or not endearment, like this is something that we can scrap.
Yeah.
word?
Like I personally feel like this is something we can scrap. Like
I tried. I read Dick Gregory book. I know we was talking earlier, and niggas said they wasn't a fan of Dick Gregory. It's called the N-word, and for a while I wasn't using it. In my hood, like there were people trying to not make us do it, and that's where like we started saying God. So you know what I mean? That's why when I say it was good God, like a lot of people out here make fun of it when I walk up, they'd be like, oh, it was good God, and try to make fun of how I speak.
I don't
but,
think
like,
people make fun of it, but that's just how you speak.
not you, not y'all.
Oh, yeah.
But like, there's people that be like,
talking that shit.
"What's good, guy?" You know what I mean?
Oh nah, like that's.
But
that's like
But
white
you know
people.
what? You know what's funny? A lot
Different
of the
people, not just.
even
I
for,
wouldn't
like, this
tolerate it
podcast,
from white.
though.
I wouldn't tolerate it from white. I just want to be clear.
you won't tell me what from right.
I wouldn't
God.
tolerate no white person mocking me or mimicking me. I wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't do
That's
that.
it's different. It's
Yeah.
different when you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it's interesting that we talking about the N word because I feel like I don't know about y'all, but I've gotten a little bit of feedback about this show, and people are like,
cut out nigga.
"Yeah, you use the word too much."
Ooh.
And
I'm
I
probably-
tried to speak of it less when I'm speaking on here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, only because
See,
like
I don't
know.
think I did.
No.
I think I was. You know why I
You
was
don't.
letting it fly? I was letting it fly because at work, like I just be so. I'm like I wish that we didn't have to code switch, and that's why I'm working to.
Ooh, that
to
could be
where-
its own. Like I
Right.
love the topic of code switching.
But that's why, like, that's the reason why, like, I just feel so comfortable because I'm around my people.
Yeah.
So I just let it fly. But it is true. Like, I don't want to say we. I think when they said
Generally
us,
speaking, we should.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
when they say
I
us,
know
it's
I'm gonna
pretty
take. Yeah, I feel like they were because I do let it fly. Because at work, like, I'm
holding it.
I suppress a lot at work.
Yo, we should
you know
definitely
what I mean?
talk about code switching one day.
I
That's
think
a
like
fact.
I think like
We-
code switching
yeah,
goes
we have to.
beyond
We have
your
to.
speech. Code switching goes beyond like
Behavior,
your mannerisms.
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Even the way you look. Like right now, like I tell my kids every day, like yo, don't put no do-rag in my class.
But you rocking the Dewey.
And I'm here rocking the Dewey.
So,
So what
what's
that mean?
what's your reason?
you know what I'm
behind
saying? Like, and I feel like when I go to work, like I'm here for the check. Not in the literal sense, but like this is my job. This is my duty. This is my livelihood.
Yeah.
Right? And your livelihood looks like this, and your personal life looks like this. And they
Yeah.
are very separate.
I'm glad you brought up the do-rag. So when I was in Germany, right? Y'all know Donald.
Yeah.
He
Shout
wore
out
the
to
Dewey.
Donald. He wore the Dewey, and it's really interesting. So when we're obviously in Germany, it's a white country.
Right.
Big
And
white women, I'm sure. 6'5".
They look like gym teachers, but
Don't disrespect.
I mean, shout out to gym
You built-
teachers.
they built like
y'all are
Z's.
doing important work.
They built like Z's.
Don't disrespect. Yo.
He's got the stomach
Shout out to the big women in
Yeah.
Germany. Word, stomach on flat,
Shorty's
flat.
asshole, what's that?
But real quick. So in Germany, like so he obviously had the do-rag on, and we all thought it was funny. And the interesting thing is, guess who told him to take it off though?
White person.
No,
Oh.
it was the people that was with him, like black people.
Oh.
And so me and Donald actually had a really good conversation, and he kind of made a really good point. He was like, "Why? Like,
Right.
White people aren't telling me to take this off.
Right. So why are
Do-rag,
you so
whether
uncomfortable?
why are you so? It's part of our culture.
Facts.
For hair reasons, for fashion reasons.
Facts.
Why is it a negative to wear a do-rag?
Yeah.
And I was kind of floored by that. I was like, that's
Damn.
actually a perspective.
It's almost like some self-hatred type shit.
because he was like,
Low-key.
yo, we should be proud of
who
like-
we are, how we dress, how we talk, how we act.
like I'm not
That's a
saying it's
fact.
on the same level, but Jewish people wear the yarmulke. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Scottish people wear the skirts. Like everybody has their own little flavor to their
That's
culture.
a fact. Yeah.
What's wrong with the do-rag being a flavor
That's
of
a
our
fact.
culture?
I hear what you're saying. I don't think, like you saying, like it's not on the same level,
It's not on the same level.
but it's just. But I think what is on the same level would be like a. Now I'm drawing a mom. I'm having like a mom phrase, like a dashiki
okay.
would be equivalent.
Of a
Facts.
with a do-rag?
Yeah.
I would say
No. It's equivalent to like your
Why not?
your
yarmulke.
yarmulke.
Yeah.
It's
I agree
equivalent-
with that.
Oh,
It's
but the
equivalent
Dewey
to
is
your-
not. Okay,
The,
yes.
the
yes,
Dewey
yes.
is not.
Okay, yes.
Like the your dashiki is equivalent to the yarmulke. Your dashiki is equivalent to the Scottish skirt.
My question to you is why?
Why is that?
Because these
I
cultures
think
have longer history.
maybe not so much
But
longer history. I don't know. If I
Yes,
hear what-
because we
I'm
come
not
from
saying
like
you're wrong, but why is that a criteria?
why is that a criteria?
that's just what I think. Like when you ask, I'm like, yo, like I feel as if the reason why it's almost viewed because another thing too is because African American culture is viewed down upon by a lot of society.
But I think that's what the when I was having the conversation, I think that was his point. Like it's viewed down, like it's looked down upon.
Yep.
And we need to retake that narrative
Facts.
and say, nah, this is
Yeah,
us.
right.
So I hear you, and I think the discrepancy lies with like a yarmulke is worn with a badge of honor, right? Like I am Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
This represents me. The kilts, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Is worn with like a badge of honor. Like, this is our culture. This is what we do. A do-rag is meant to keep the waves good at night.
In some cases.
But I feel like
some people wear it on like as a fashion.
Yeah. But like, is it?
So what?
Like, but I don't know if
why are we
policing
why people wear it? It's a popular thing in black culture.
But this,
I don't know
the problem
is like your pop. I don't know if a do-rag is like.
And that's the problem.
That's not your culture thing.
Yeah, but
it takes away from like
even
the yarmulke and it takes away from the kilt.
I do agree
like,
that it doesn't have like roots.
It's not in the it's not in the same roots. And that's where we defer. Like, this started as like like the waves are gonna be fly, so I can show you these waves in the morning Let me give you another example. Let
me give you a non-rooted example. Like, you know the joint where they wear like the
man purse,
the fanny packs.
Yeah.
That's something that's big in Europe.
Yeah.
And they wear it proudly. They wear it proudly. It's so much
black
so that
men are wearing man purses in Europe.
In Europe,
white men are wearing man purses.
Yes. Fanny packs.
It's fanny packs.
Fanny packs. But now it's something that's big all over the world. Like people, black
are
people
y'all afraid of saying man purse?
It's not a man.
I mean, I know the man purse you're talking about, but we talking about the fanny pack joints.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a few man bags. I'm just saying, these shit's a fly, bro.
Pause it so you could bring one down.
Huh? What is that?
You should bring one down.
Bring one down?
Bring one of your purses
Hell
down.
no,
and we're going to put Beyonce
Yo, we
on.
going on an hour. I like it.
But my point is, that's not rooted in anything. Like, they just like, yo, this is fly. We wearing it. Like, cool. But it's looked down upon by some people.
I know why. Like, so I believe that like the real issue is that people just don't value Black and African American culture.
I agree.
So
I agree.
And some people would believe that we don't have culture, and that's a whole nother.
You know who
topic.
said that?
Yes, Kanye.
Yeah, man.
I actually agree.
What did he say?
What?
I'm sorry, I missed it. We don't have culture.
He said we don't have culture. But let me explain. Wait.
He said he agrees.
Look, let me explain. Let me be clear, because the last time I wasn't clear, and people had stuff to say.
I'm floored right now.
Let me tell you where I agree from.
Go ahead.
And we don't have to go in deep. I think we could take this into the next episode.
We set the culture.
Yes,
with everything.
With everything.
But
what
look
are you
though,
talking about?
that's a big fact.
Yo,
that's a big fact.
Bugging out right now.
Wait a minute. You gotta let me.
Go
You
ahead.
gotta let me. This nigga is wildin'.
You wildin', actually.
All right, but look.
Do you hear it? I want you to hear the smacks.
Here's my. This nigga's a freak, yo. I want you to hear
that was different.
Yeah, pause, my nigga. Ayo.
Wakanda forever.
But nah, so before we wrap up, but like I feel I would like to carry this into the next episode, possibly or whatever. But like,
give us the 15-second elevator speech of why we don't have culture.
Because we don't own it.
Be quick. What?
We don't own it.
Oh, you don't own the Dewey.
So here's the thing. Who sells? Okay, look, as a Black artist, right? For the most part, we got our J's, we got our Puffs,
right?
You know what I mean? But for the most part, you got to go to a Leo Conan. You got to go to a white executive to be able to spit your culture to the masses. Wait, I'm not finished.
Oh man, I got a response for this guy.
Okay. In regards to publications, we don't even have the right to tell our own stories, which is why we keep being depicted in the media.
But you just said our stories.
They're
our stories, though.
Yeah, it's our stories, but we don't own it.
If
you don't own it, is it yours?
That's the system we came up in.
If we don't own it, is it ours?
It belongs to whoever created it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It belongs to whoever owns the publishing and the rights to it.
That's a technical publishing.
And that's what I think he meant.
No, that's not what he meant.
If that's not what he meant, this is what I mean. You know what I mean?
Kanye thinks he's one of those people who transcends race. And so he
I don't know about that, but I don't know.
That is absolutely how he looks at it.
When I think about Tully, when he just said, I think it's who made money off it.
No,
but
it's
nobody's
who creates,
who makes money.
But I think that depicts.
Now, honestly,
I think that draws the line for.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not about who makes the money.
Who doesn't own it? And
bro.
Who
okay, how about this? Let's just take it away from
who lives in a neighborhood and who doesn't.
It has Black roots. You look at almost every genre of music.
Right.
There's Black roots.
But it ain't ours, right?
But
because someone else.
Who made the check off it?
It's not about just who made the check. It's about who controls it.
I think it's only about the check,
it's
bro. Because I think we control
check.
it. I think we control it. But I think who made the check off it is very different.
Dictating and control control is different. You can have a
So
dictator.
you don't think we have our own customs, our own traditions,
Yes.
our own slang?
But if we don't,
that's culture, bro.
yes, it is.
That's
I
culture.
agree with you as
I
well.
agree
But
with
what
that.
I'm saying, I hear you. But what I'm simply saying is, as long as we don't own it, it ain't ours. That's what I'm saying.
I think when you don't make the check off of it,
Not
it
just
turns
the
into an
check.
issue.
It's weird that y'all disagreeing because I say the same shit to me.
No, but I think to his point, when you don't make the check, I think that's when you start to see like a discrepancy in culture, not discrepancy in culture. You think you start to see a discrepancy.
I mean,
in
if
economic
you
systems.
start saying that the gatekeeper is the owner, maybe you're technically right, but that's so
Technically,
unfair.
but that's all I'm going off.
That's
of.
so unfair to the creators.
But
Not a-
the
who-
creators have. My bad. My bad for.
What do you
the
want?
creators
what do you
have been.
want?
Yeah,
what do
lower
you
your
want?
tone.
What do you want people who live in a white supremacist society or a country with
We
historical?
know what we have to do. We all know what we have to do.
But my point is, you can't blame them for not.
I'm
owning
not
this shit.
blaming them. What I'm saying is,
for not controlling it.
so
whatever
is
that
he
means.
wrong for saying it?
Yes, he's wrong for
Because
saying that.
there's people that. Why?
How dare he say that? He just made an album. It's trash, by the way. I'm not gonna lie about it. But
Elaborate, brother. I feel like
No,
right
yeah, go
now
ahead,
we,
no, no, go ahead, go
we
ahead.
can break this into 2 episodes
Hold
at this point.
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
No.
Maybe even 3.
He just made an
Yeah,
album.
we can just
right?
do a part 1 of episode.
yeah.
We good. Go ahead.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Good shit, y'all.
Wakanda forever.
Nah, he don't believe in that. Though. Why you
Don't do
doubting
that.
him when you say
Oh,
we're gonna
Don't do that.
Stop
Yeah,
after
you
the
got- you
Wakanda.
got-
Don't do that.
Yo, we gonna get culture soon, bro.
Trump. Trump
MAGA.
2020.
My God.
Wakanda forever.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. Facts. MAGA.
Yeah, niggas.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Nah, I ain't even telling you voted for Trump. Like,
I said that shit every episode. I didn't vote for Trump. But no, honestly though, like, all right, I wanna dumb it down, right? Like, because culture is a huge thing.
let me finish my point about Kanye.
Okay, yes,
Just
yes,
real
yes,
quick,
yes.
real
All right,
quick.
go ahead, my bad.
So, like, Kanye he says, we don't have culture. But he just made a whole album where he's utilizing the black
Church.
sound, the church sound, where he's basically on some y'all don't like me anymore, so let me just do the lowest hanging fruit, make all the sounds that y'all like. I'm gonna utilize
You
the
think
black.
you think he's that strategic in
I
that?
think he's that
Money.
Yeah,
I think he's that
absolutely.
hungry. I think he's that money hungry.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Okay.
And I think that is like what you consider like in like Bloom's taxonomy. Like
agree too,
that is
right?
like the
She agrees with us.
She don't agree.
I think when you look at like Bloom's taxonomy, like that is like because you don't have the lower you don't have the lower like standards, or you don't have the lower whatever. Let's Google it really quick.
Nah, keep going, keep going.
Like Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy.
Oh,
Like because you don't have like the lower levels of it, like if you can reach down from the top at any aspect, like you start to make up for what's missing. You know what I mean? In Bloom's taxonomy, you start to make up for what's missing. I believe it. Don't get me lying on here now.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me
don't get
neither,
lying
bro.
right now.
Look, you got
But
Google
like,
right here, my nigga.
Yeah,
Hey, go ahead.
yeah, like if you start to reach
Alright,
down
let's-
on it, like you start to feel like, like even though I'm missing this, I make up in this aspect. I make up in this aspect, and if you make up in this aspect, that makes you feel great. It makes you feel important, and I think that's what Kanye West is currently doing. Like he's at the top,
But
reaching down and expressing that, like, yo, like because you know what I mean, because you are at the bottom and you are reaching for this aspiration. Like we run this.
Nah.
Yo,
And that's why you buy my music.
This is how I look at Kanye. I look at Kanye as somebody who, like, rhetorically, he'll say like, "Oh, I'm doing this for y'all. Like, I'm doing this to
was
kick
right
in the
there.
door.
Culture.
I'm doing this for the culture.
there.
There's not enough black faces. It sounds good when he says it, but I think all he's about is getting himself in the door.
Yeah.
I think he's about he wants to be accepted by white people.
Oh, I have to
Keep going.
apologize. Like, let's cut this piece out.
Texas
Like, it doesn't have to do
Oh,
with
okay,
Bloom's
good, good.
taxonomy, because Bloom's taxonomy
Yo,
has a lot
he
to do with learning.
freestyled.
I freestyle OD.
Yo, you smack, bro.
I apologize.
No more for you, bro. I was reading the definition like it's a set of
Keep
3
everything.
hierarchical models
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to
yeah.
classify educational learning
Yo, Tully,
objectives.
keep everything.
Yeah, yeah. We not going nowhere. Talk
Don't
about
cut nothing.
No,
nah,
but
we
okay.
gotta cut that.
But no, I hear what you're saying. I hear
He
what
said
you.
we gotta-
He said, "Yeah, we gotta cut that." But no, but yo, I hear what you're saying. But what all I'm
I don't
saying,
respect Kanye, man.
that's fine.
I don't respect.
You don't have to respect it. I don't know if I respect it. Like
You
the way.
respect it.
No, I don't. I just like the beats. Like the beats are really dope.
Did you like Jesus is King though?
I like the beats. I like some of the beats, but
I'm not gonna lie, I may be in the minority because
I like the Yandy. I like the Yandy joint. I found the Yandy joint online, and to me, the Yandy joint was fire. Like some of those.
I haven't even listened to Jesus. King. I haven't listened to Jesus King. I haven't listened to what's the other joint? Yandy.
Yandy never came out. It's like some other.
Oh, I listened to Ye. I'm lying.
Yeah, I know you ain't like all of that shit.
Yeah, hated it.
Yeah, but so this is all I was saying. I wanted to I just wanted hold on, my nigga. All right, we trying to. All right, he's drunk.
He's on some different.
Yeah,
yo, that's the Kanye.
I'm sorry, bro.
You know what? Turn my mic up. Turn them. That's the Kanye shit that I like.
You just try to make us delete this part.
That's the Kanye. That's the Kanye shit that I like. Like the tune.
But that's what it's different. It's different.
That's the black skinhead
That
shit.
sounds like the Full House theme.
No, that's the black skin. That's the black skin.
Word. This day and age.
No, that's
the family man.
Play the black skinhead. Play black skinhead.
Nah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's dope. Like that's the last Kanye album that I like.
So
is the point that I'm making.
So the unreleased version, the unreleased shit that was supposed to be
that song.
The unreleased shit that was supposed to be Yandy, that shit is similar to that.
Jesus.
It's called Yandy.
That's the
like
shit he was playing, and we all said it was trash though.
Yeah, I wasn't listening.
He was playing Yeezus?
Nah, I was playing some
Yandy.
unreleased shit. Like some unreleased shit.
That he says is like Yeezus. That's garbage.
That's how we feel about that.
Yo, and the crazy thing is, everybody was like, this is whack. Anyway.
Nobody was listening.
Yeah, he turned that shit up like, nah, this is the best part. He's like, nah, this shit trash, actually.
Okay, so before we wrap it up, because we got like 5 minutes, honestly. But before we wrap it up, what I wanted to say was, if there was a school that you worked at and you was the principal, you dictated culture, but do you own it?
I don't know if that's
absolutely. I think when you talk from a principal standpoint, absolutely. Like
you dictate the culture. No. It's a difference. And I don't think that people are separated.
I think the example is not good.
I don't know if I get the example.
That example is not good.
Okay, all right.
Let's work with something else.
Okay, let's think of something else. That's the only one I thought of. But okay,
yeah, practice.
Practice?
Practice, yeah, example.
Oh, you want to bring up that?
Do we have a...
Nah, we don't got that.
Yeah, like, no, it's not a good example. Because as a principal, I think you completely dictate the culture.
That's what I said.
And I think...
You're not listening. You're not listening.
No, I am listening. You dictate the culture and how the school is run.
We just, like, black people are just here and we do cool shit, but because we historically don't own the rights
as a whole,
it's not ours.
It's not ours. It's ours, but
and I think that's what's Tyler Perry.
Is it ours or
I think that's Tyler
ours?
Perry. I think that's Tyler Perry saying now we own it.
Right,
I think it's
and that's what
saying.
And that's what we need. We need more of
Tyler
that.
Perry's saying that we own Tyler Perry's that we own and we run this.
So your point is, let's say white America. Like this is white America.
Yeah, white America.
So you're just saying that they just own our culture.
Technically.
Wow.
The gatekeepers are the people that own it. Yes, we have our select few.
I think white America decides what. No, I'm lying. I don't say that.
When I say that, no. Black people drive pop culture.
Pop
We're
culture.
saying the same thing.
And I was going to say white
we
people
dictate it. Hold on. We dictate it. That can we agree on that? We all agree on that.
So that black people dictate it.
The Oprahs, the da-da-da. But when I'm saying as a whole, like when I heard him say that, it was like, whoa, this is blasphemy. But then when I thought about it,
this is a trivial example, but I think it's a good example. One of the most popular things that people say on social media right now is you hate to see it. You know, like when something funny happens and they use that caption, hate to see it. Yeah. That Black Twitter.
Yeah.
Like we made that pop. Like black people made that pop. So that's one example, but that can be used. That can be cited across the board. Like everything that is popular is because of us.
I feel you. I agree with that. All I'm saying is from a technical, like when I think of the culture, I think about the music industry, all of that stuff. And as a whole, we don't own it. We only dictate it. We drive it, but we're not the main benefactors. That's all I'm saying, bro.
And that I think goes along the point where you're not receiving the check for bringing the culture to the table. You don't get the credit for bringing the culture.
Check. It's about control. But look, how about this? Let's agree to disagree for now, and let's follow it up in a part 2 because
I'm actually a little confused at what you're saying is disagreement. I think y'all saying the same thing.
We saying the same thing?
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're saying the same thing.
Yes, y'all are.
Yo, Well,
because money is in
pause.
control
We
of
need to
the same
pause.
thing.
We're
Alright,
going
well,
to pause and
yo,
come
yo.
right back. We're going to pause and come right back.
Well, no. We're not even gonna pause. We're gonna end this episode out. We're gonna put it out, and then we're gonna follow up with a.
No, we're going to continue this shit right now, right here.
Make America great again.
We out.
I'm not entertaining to make America.
I'm quoting Tully.
Nah, chill. So, all right, y'all. We out.
Wakanda forever.
We out for this one. We're gonna put a part 2 because this is one of our longest episodes, but I love it. So let's continue the conversation.